going to find the second derivative of each function, you just need to differentiate twice. You have to, on the Math SL, be sure to label your work carefully using proper notation. Most of these, we're doing 5 here. Some of them will use the chain rule. So for the first one, this is the simplest one. We're going to use our proper notation and take the first derivative, which equals 12x cubed minus 6x squared plus 10x. For the second derivative, we're going to write our notation as this, and that's going to be 36x squared minus 12x plus 10. Okay, on the second one, we have e to the 3x, 1/2 e to the 3x, so we're going to do the first derivative, the same type notation, and you just take your 3 times the 1/2, which is going to be 3 over 2 e to the 3x, and then you do that again. Take the second derivative, which is just going to be 9 multiply the 3 times 3 halves e to the 3x. Okay, and the next one is sine. So basically, we first, the derivative of sine is cosine. So we're going to take the derivative of y with respect to x. So what you do is you, with the inner function, the derivative of the inner function is just 2. So you multiply that by 3, so you're going to get 6. The derivative of sine is just cosine. And then you just write your inner function here. Okay, that's the first derivative. The proper notation for the second one is derivative of y, second derivative of y with respect to x. So we're making sure we do that. Now, derivative of cosine is negative sine. But again, we have to take our inner function. The derivative of our inner function, again, is just 2. You have to multiply that by 6. So you get negative, because the derivative of cosine is negative sine. And then you simply just write down your inner function. Okay? And for ln, the next one is g. So we've got this first derivative is just going to be the derivative of the inner function, which is 2x minus 5 over this quantity, the inner function here, which is x squared minus 5 to the x. Now, for the second derivative, we're going to have to use the quotient rule. So the first thing I'm going to do on the quotient rule is let u equal my numerator and v equal my denominator, and take the derivative of u with respect to x, which just equals 2, and the derivative of v with respect to x, which is just 2x minus 5. Therefore, for the quotient rule, we're going to use the second derivative of x. You simply multiply these two, which is 2 times x squared minus 5x minus these two, which is just going to be 2x minus 5, there's 2 of them, squared. And then for the denominator, you just put x squared minus 5x, and then you square it. And that's your second derivative. And you don't need to simplify the numerator or anything. Okay, the last one has to do with this. So the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this. Okay, then we're going to take our first derivative, and that equals negative 3/2 x to the negative 3/2. Then to take the second derivative, you write it this way. you just merely do it again, which is going to be 9/4, just multiplying these two here, x, and then minus 2 has this -5/2. We can't have negative exponents, so this is just going to be equal to 9/4, and this is going to be the square root, because of the 2 there, x to the power, which is to the 5th. And that's all. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.